Um, okay, I want to show more evidence about threatening my life that I got at that period of the war. Was the September 2024. Okay. Some of them I just deleted, but then I said to myself, why? I mean, they're coming to attack me and not to get into a shelter in the bombardment of, the Sharia. They were sent by their lawyer against the home front commands. I said, look, why am I deleting them? I mean, they were just, interfering with my rest and everything, but I want to show it. Ah, it's upside down, isn't it? Because of anyway, it's in my phone. אה? אה? לפני הקבורה יערפו את ראשך עוד 18 יום לשביעי באוקטובר 2024, אבו צ'אווה או משהו כזה, something like that. It says to be decapitated. And the lawyer is, he's a register. He publishes himself as working with hackers or something like that. I don't think he never ever did the IDF with hackers. He's registered as doing a ongoing power of attorney, being a specialist or ongoing attorney, and real estate. In Israel, they're trying to throw us to the sea, and I don't think he ever did the IDF. I think he's one of these Neturei Karta who doesn't, is against a Zionist. I wrote it in my claim as a plaintiff. I don't understand what the fuck. Sorry, but what is he doing? You know, I think he exploited the Muslim because the Muslim, according to his wife, he's an alcoholic, and I think he sobered up from alcoholism, but he was using him, and let's say regarding Sarah Netanyahu and alcoholism, you can ask for liver functioning and frontal cortex functioning, because you can see if a person is a alcoholist. And I think you know that Sarah Netanyahu was ordering champagne for the secret negotiations of expanding the peace in Israel. You know. Milton law. That's what I think she was doing. I mean, I'm sure she went through hell. I mean, if someone had to go through this internship where you can see that the psychiatrists are drugging people and abusing people, and she went through that and she got the BA, she got the MA, and she, just wants style for herself and to look okay. And, Bibi, his brother was murdered. In a war. And we are IDF, we're Israeli Defense Forces. So we're not conquering. The British conquered the state. I mean, the only thing we're doing is to make sure that we, keep our safety. And if we expanded into the east, we did it to find, the cooperatives of Hamas there and to give strength to the Palestinian Authority, which we cooperate with it. And they're not supposed to do, anyway. So this is one. I'm showing another thing of a threatening of a medical negligence. It says in the Quran, "Itbachil Yahud." I don't know, if now they're saying some of them, the Shia, the more tolerant one says, "Oh, it's a thing of our kosher and your." We whatever. But I mean, it has to be strategical, economical, and with making sure that there's a safety. And if Trump is going to make a trust in New Gaza with buildings and tourism and high tech and all that, fantastic, no problem, no problem. But I mean, we are the people, but the Israelis are supposed to make sure, to patrol and make sure, that there's safety and everything. Meanwhile, and also that the women won't be killed. If you have models going there, you can't just bury them, because your Sharia bury them or decapitate their heads and all the awful stories that you hear there because they weren't Muslim enough, came from Holland or Sweden or whatever. And whew, okay, now I'm showing. Just have to share screen, and I'll share it in the three computers. Were actually, look, they were taking advantage of us. Also, the Israel Muslims, they were taking jobs. Okay, at least you weren't, sabotaging, but they were taking jobs of women and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm showing this is the banker. Okay, I have to download it first. Download it because it doesn't open in Drive. It's a zip file. Just a moment, I'm going to share screen. I actually slept okay last night. 8 hours, not 6. Let's do a share. Just share. Screen. Where were you? Share. Screen. Share. Okay. So here I have the case against, he's the lawyer. His name is Eric. And also they gave the witness in the will, they gave something like 1 million shekel. So, I mean, the will has no way validity, of them making a trust on me. But let's have it for a year here. For, you collect the money, you find everything, you make an account, you make bookkeeping, clause 7. I mean, okay, you don't have innocence of heart. Okay, make the registries. We have a year here and transfer the money to me. I put a will in the registry of wills and inheritance that after my death I want my money to go to the IDF and the police forces of Israel. Okay, first of all we have this other Zoom finished, which is good to know. I want to upload it and later on edit. So I'll call it evidence Zoom 253431 April 25. I don't really want to meet them. So this is the case against the lawyer. In that family court. I don't really want to meet them. It's awful. I want to, broadcast myself from afar. So this is it. Okay. And let's say start a YouTube to upload it. Unregistered, and I'll send it to the police regarding case 4999808 from 2024 to Mr. Michael Gaffney and Galvax. There were big themes before that, where there were, first of all, a lot of beating and murdering of women, and the cats disappeared in Tel Aviv. And now I go to the Zoom. It's me, that's the channel of me. So this is a new computer, so it's a bit of a problem. A new computer. And it has the drive of Microsoft, which I didn't really want it. Anyway, date modified. And I'm naming the video as well. And on the background, I'll upload this. Here we go. I'll make it unregistered. So I downloaded the WhatsApp chat. Playlist. Oh, here I can search, huh? Quote and this one. Subjection in Hebrew. That it's unlisted. That judge actually screamed at the beginning, but I have to say, apparently what I looked it up, she was a part of doing all kinds of ongoing power of attorney on people. I mean, I guess a lot of stuff she didn't know what was going on behind. And, putting all kinds of narcotics or medical negligence on people and taking over the money. And, how was the supervising made? I mean, she's okay, by the way, she's okay. But there's a problem with the family court where you have this unlimited unlimited power. If you have the regulations of the civil court case, the judge, you have a clause there, which is a very dangerous clause, which gives in a first verdict, no, no way, no way, no legal, it was no legal term, no legal term. I mean, maybe she was threatened. No clause, no way, a clause of the law, no, nothing, as if law doesn't exist. And then I was actually lucky to be, in front of her instead of, all the men where I said I'm getting beaten, and they said, oh, we don't understand all kinds of stuff. And you see the clerks, looking at them, completely shocked. And they didn't even make a verdict. They, say, this the ruling is I don't understand English or I don't understand. What? I mean, anyway, but she understand and she had a very good clerk who typewritten, translated simultaneously, and they managed to, she didn't cover up. She registered the fact that there was a problem with summoning the lawyer against the regulation of the civil regulation of rulings, תקנות סדר הדין האזרחי בישראל משנת 2018-2021, that he was summoned. I mentioned it in Hebrew because it's hard for me. It's what is known a very fast ruling that was done that a lawyer, they shouldn't be summoned from the war and they shouldn't appear in court. I mean, he was insomniac. He was in a tunnel, 2 months in tunnels, and you could see 15 kilos less, and you could see he didn't sleep well. You could see he wasn't coherent in court. And she, but at the time she was right, and I don't understand why he does this, and I don't understand. I wasn't in court already. Even when I saw him, I realized there's a problem, I realized there's a problem. In a very hard situation he was. And in the protocol, in the way the typewriter, she says, look, there's a violence against her. I mean, she's 2 years in as a judge, okay? She's 2 years as a judge. And I think that's what she did before, all kinds of ongoing power of attorneys. And, she was working with lawyers before. And their lawyer was actually sitting. I was completely shocked. Afterwards I wronged the court. He's supposed to stand, you know. He was sitting and speaking to her. And My lawyer, although he, you could see he had court time, as represented, and I was mumbling, he said you should stand, and he was standing, and then they said we made an ongoing power of attorney that not what we made, that she made an ongoing power of attorney and she died. That's what the lawyer said, and he was sitting. You know what a shock I got? You killed my mum. Ugh, okay, so we have more evidence. I showed the, decapitating of my head. I had a lot of these. It's let's see what the number is. And the lawyer says he's into hacking. It's not Israeli hacking. Anyway, I have to show this to the judge, and I will show the correspondence that my brother did with me lately. Again, not coherent because it's very, it's very, very hard on me. So I'm taking it out. This is a zip file, but it's a text file, no text. So I'm taking it out from it here. I'm opening. I can open any notepad. I have to or first so I'm putting it again at the case against the paste. I mean, these are TXT, it's the batch files, or you can also do a batch file on that. So I'll show it. Now we'll look in the Hebrew. Here. So you could see this is me. I'm Fitty Kitty. That's my thing with the Fitty Kitty. It's whole place. Auditradley. Um, he sends me all kinds of stuff. He finds all kind of stuff. He sent me a link of I know it's in the government. It's not as if it's not in the government. Or he says, זריקה אחת ותתפקדי. You know? He's all the time saying, I'm sending, where's the money? He's answering me in how many have we got here? Again. Okay, so we have only one, two, three. Why do we have okay. Well, I have it. You could see that here. Okay, so I answering. אז ככה ותוכלי, he is writing one injection and you can operate, which, it's not real because you can see that I'm operating and he say, okay, you have it on the screen. I have, the media. I didn't take care of the media, but it's one of these single 30% deaths in some way or another. You can see it's threatening. And I'm answering, Oded, I can see that אתה משדל לסמים, that you're trying, he doesn't know chemistry, but he can see that all the side effects that they happen to them. And he has a colleague, I think he's still a client of him, who's a shrink, He's a psychiatrist that never checked me, right? Just gives him he throws on him all kinds of death shit, death poison, so he can give it to his sister. I mean, this is medical guardianship which they done, without my consent. without my consent. They did it in 2015, and he's doing it again. Other than I can see that you're trying to, drug me. And I'm answering, היכן הרכוש השייך למשפחתך? התיק הרפואי של בניך זר, עלה סימום והזרקה, תיק רצח יש לך לדן ולאריק. טבעת נישואים שלך, I'm asking about my ring, the wedding ring of my mom, because they buried her, you know. Um, where's our family assets? His kids for 5 years, at the beginning of their life, they were even if the night they were half dead, maybe it's sleepwalking. He married a Jew. Maybe he's sleepwalking, but they were half dead. In a situation where they had to, the wife realized that, and they took them to hospital. And again, the son is allergic to something in the food. Really, really, and they can't find what he's allergic to. There's a problem with that person. Oh, he's given. I could see what they're eating. They're eating shit, and then they had a small who was Yarden Howard, on my father's name, and he was objecting. And then at the shiva when he was here, he turned to me and he says, "Auntie Nina, isn't it right that the bamba has is healthy to eat? And it's not bad, by the way. It's not bad because you can see that I mean, it has a lot of peanut butter. It's not that bad. I mean, compared to, and it's very easy to read the content. It's not. It's peanut butter. It's peanut butter with a bit of puffs, okay? But it's peanut butter. There's a lot of peanut butter in it. Um, so I said, yeah, you're correct. I mean, you could see the stuff that they're eating there, all kind of teas that have no connection to the tea itself, you know. Everything is flavored and flavors and flavors of and yellow, radioactive shit. And he loves McDonald's. My half brother, he loves McDonald's, and it wasn't when it's healthy. Deep in fried, and he loves you know, and they have someone who was in the Ministry of Education, the grandma from that other side, who she made the protocols to send all kinds of kids to these disability places, drugged and disability kids without their consent and without knowledge and without, she's and full of sugar and spinach, and she can't move. I never saw her running. I mean, I have fragile bones. Never have I seen her run. Never have seen her run. I mean, full of sugars and shit, and this distorted, strange hips, and burnt in the sun, completely burnt. I'm laughing. There's no skin cancer, sugar. I mean, that's who he married to, and this kid, I mean, he's a beaten kid. That kid, whose name on my father. He's a beaten kid because he's not eating shit, and he's not, he's the only one who managed to escape this half being dead half of the night. And I mean, anyway, don't know one plus one, two, and one multiply, duplicate to one plus one. I'm just saying, how's my rifle, please, back? So I have my rifle um, is at he's at the army now, so it's just for it's for fishing time. It's a rifle to fish, but it's a real scary thing once you put it in a person. I mean, look, they're attacking me. What do you want me? Yeah, but next time I have a. I was sitting and negotiating with they were sending me like I tried to negotiate with the guy who, sabotaged the house, just please please, very polite, till I brought a guy I didn't like this. I don't like Poles, but it was big and almost to threaten him. No, and he continued to come in, that shithead. Now they announced it's a Cohen, you know, Cohen in a bed of a widower. You don't do a thing like that. This is, taking the dark side of Judaism as well. The Muslims sending him, and nothing helps. He broke stuff here, broke the sewage, broke he's your sabotager, huh? Anyways, a witness. So we have two here. I have three phones, but I have here more stuff. I have another phone where you always also, just have an injection. Just have an injection. I have another phone. Too much evidence. Okay, I'm going to swim. So this is from the red phone. This is a WhatsApp from the red phone. I write a lot. Mostly I ask about where's the property, you know. But I may, poetry, where's the property? Poetry, where's the property? I, I know, but I mean, he has to be in jail. And I mean, it is what it is. It's not polite to say, but I'm repeating to him. I have a more AIDS, which is true. We have a lot of Russians, and yes, AIDS. And I'm suggesting for to him. I'm talking about Anatoly Pili and the Russians coming to Israel. There's a problem of AIDS. And I'm saying you have to, when you be in jail, just don't forget to trade the condoms and they say that you have AIDS. I mean, I don't really want my brother to be raped. I mean, I don't want any person to be raped. And I'm speaking about Diana having the AIDS thing. And Russia has a problem with the treatment of AIDS, and a guy came here and took me 2 years, 2.5 years that he will bring me a test of AIDS because he ripped a condom. Um, okay, another AIDS. Me being a police officer. Okay, maybe I answered it. Let's see. Here. תביא לכלא קונדומים, החות'ים. I mean, no, you don't know. He's walking around in Muslim places. He has you know, no clearance. The army fired him, but he's touring in Muslim countries. Okay, so I'm saying about Tahotim. He might be raped by Tahotim. No, there we go. Take condoms. Muslim will make, and you have in our Muslims. מוסלמים יעשו עליך אורגיות יהודים. תהיה בית שימוש מבולבל, כמו שתמיד היית. לך תבנה את עזה. That's what I mean. Go, but I want, you should buy condoms and trade them. It's an old trick saying that you have AIDS, so you won't be raped. He's a very pretty boy. He looks like a Chris Hemsworth. Just the condoms that he would give in the when he sits in with the Muslim he should trade condoms and on by even that he raped his mum and you'll trade condoms with schobe condomim. I mean, look, the people that I grew up with, and I'm giving the statistics, and he's a very pretty boy. A very, he looks like Chris Hemsworth. Even the better version of Chris Hemsworth is taller and really well developed. Yeah. Okie dokie. Being raped in the ass is not a nice feeling, is it? He should, go in with condoms. It's awful. It's awful. He should go in with condoms, and he can get also AIDS, and he should go in condoms and say that he has AIDS, and he can buy a condom from him. Sell any condom for 100 shekels. Давай, давай. I'm going to the sea. Пока-пока. It's 9 o'clock, isn't it? I'm going to swim.